What if we told you that some of the faces you loved in Home Alone, the holiday classic etched into our childhoods, are no longer with us?
Keep the change, you filthy animal.
Behind the laughter, booby traps, and Christmas chaos lies a bittersweet truth.
John Candy is dead at the age of 43.
The actor who played Macaulay Culkin's father in Home Alone has died.
Over the years, several cast members who brought magic to that movie have passed away. Some far too soon, others after rich but quiet legacies.
Kevin! You spent $967 on road service!
Today, we look back at the beloved Home Alone actors who died.
What else could we be forgetting?
Kevin!
You remember him as the dad who left Kevin behind, not once, but twice. John Hurd played Peter McAllister in Home Alone, the mildly aloof father whose wealth was only matched by his obliviousness. A man who could bankroll a Paris vacation for 9 people and forget his own son in the attic. But beyond that festive chaos, Hurd was far more than just Kevin's dad. He brought gravitas to every role, from the soulful turn in Awakenings to an Emmy-nominated performance as Detective Vin Makazian in The Sopranos. Broadway audiences had seen his fire long before Hollywood did.
The actor who played Macaulay Culkin's father in Home Alone has died.
On July 21, 2017, John Hurd died in a Palo Alto hotel room at age 71, just days after back surgery, though it wasn't linked to his passing. The cause? Sudden cardiac death from heart disease. Months earlier, he'd also lost his son Max. He once said, "I didn't want to be the Home Alone dad forever, but to millions, he always will be. Rest in peace."
Funnily enough, we never lose our luggage.
What if the most unforgettable part of Home Alone wasn't Kevin, but a man in a yellow bomber jacket playing polka in a Scranton airport? John Candy's cameo as Gus Polinski, the self-proclaimed polka king of the Midwest, lasts just minutes, but it's pure magic. Every line? Improvised, including the bizarre story about leaving a kid at a funeral home.
We left the little tyke there in the funeral parlor all day. All day. You know, we went back at night when we came to our senses, and there he was. Apparently he was there alone all day with a corpse.
The crew could barely keep it together, laughing through takes. Candy did it all in a single day, for just $414 as a favor to his friend John Hughes. But behind the scenes, Candy reportedly felt stung by the low pay, especially as the film made nearly $500 million. Director Chris Columbus later admitted there was a little resentment in Candy's voice when the topic came up.
John Candy is dead at the age of 43.
5 years later, the world lost John Candy to a heart attack at just 43. He made us laugh, but more than that, he made us feel. And in Home Alone, even in just a few scenes, he left his mark forever.
There are people who saying you're difficult.
Really?
You difficult?
I'm not difficult, you know that.
What if one of the most iconic lines in Home Alone wasn't even from a real movie?
Keep the change, you filthy animal.
If you grew up in the 90s, you probably said it to your siblings, your teachers, maybe even your dog. It came from a fake gangster film, Angels with Filthy Souls, shown within Home Alone. And the man behind that legendary line? Ralph Foody. Foody played Johnny, the trigger-happy mobster whose black and white scene became a holiday classic in its own right. With just a few lines and a devilish grin, he created one of the most quotable moments in movie history. Born in Chicago in 1928, Foody had a long career in crime dramas, but Home Alone was his pop culture legacy. He reprised Johnny in the sequel, then quietly retired. He passed away from cancer in 1999 at age 71. His scene lasted less than a minute, but it left a mark that'll echo every Christmas. Begin the chaotic airport scene of Home Alone as Kate McAllister barters everything from $500 to earrings for a plane ticket. One woman stands her ground, deadpan, skeptical, yet oddly endearing. That woman was Billy Bird, playing Irene the ticket agent. With just a few lines, she made the madness of that moment unforgettable. But Billy Bird's impact didn't stop there. Born in 1908 in Pocatello, Idaho, she was orphaned young and discovered in an orphanage at age 8, soon joining vaudeville and launching a 6-decade career of sass and sharp comedic timing. Known for roles in 16 Candles, Police Academy 4, and Dennis the Menace, she brought warmth and wit to every scene. Off-screen, she toured Vietnam with the USO, earning honorary Green Beret status. Her final roles came in the 90s before Alzheimer's claimed her life in 2002 at 94. A small part in Home Alone, but a massive presence in Hollywood history. Remember the elderly couple in Home Alone who won't trade airline tickets for earrings?
She's got her own earrings, a whole shoebox full of them, dangly ones. Come on.
No, but
That was Ed, played by Bill Irwin. In just a few seconds of screen time, he nailed the dry humor of a man unmoved by chaos, an unshakable fixture in the airport storm. Born in Texas, Irwin began as a journalist before becoming a character actor with over 250 credits. From Seinfeld to Star Trek: The Next Generation, he was everywhere, always in the background, always unforgettable. He passed away at 96 in Studio City, California, on December 29, 2010. For Home Alone fans, he'll always be the man who said no to a pair of earrings and made it iconic. He was the man with the shovel, the one kids whispered about. In Home Alone, Roberts Blossom played Old Man Marley, rumored to have murdered his family. But what started as a childhood nightmare unraveled into something far more human. In one of the film's most touching scenes, Marley opens up to Kevin, revealing the heartbreak of being estranged from his son.
Oh, you're always welcome at church. I'm not welcome with my son.
That moment flipped the story, showing us that fear often masks sorrow. Off-screen, Blossom's life was just as layered. A Harvard student turned World War II vet, he left behind the Ivy League to chase poetry and theater. He won 3 Obie Awards and etched his name into cult classics like Escape from Alcatraz and Deranged. Roberts Blossom died quietly in 2011 at 87 from natural causes. Much like Old Man Marley, his presence was soft-spoken but unforgettable, reminding us that even the quietest characters can leave the loudest echoes. What if the cop from Home Alone was more than just a background character? Clark Devou, the officer who famously quipped,
"There's no one home. The house looks secure. I'm the counter kid again."
in the 1990 classic, had a life story worthy of its own film. A Korean War veteran turned actor, Clark wasn't just playing a role, he brought real grit to every scene. His screen time in Home Alone was brief but unforgettable, and he returned in Home Alone 2 with small roles as a ticket taker and evidence specialist. On November 20th, 2021, cancer took him at age 90, surrounded by his children and grandchildren in Chicago. One scene, one line. But for many fans, Clark Devou was the house call they'd never forget. From mischievous burglars to quirky neighbors and loving parents, the actors in Home Alone brought warmth, humor, and heart to our screens. But time, as always, has moved on. Some have passed quietly, while others left behind legacies that still echo every holiday season. Which of these surprised you the most? Let us know in the comments. And if Home Alone holds a special place in your heart, hit that like button and subscribe for more nostalgic deep dives. We'll see you in the next one. Stay curious and compassionate.